honestly, I had like no idea
We were
what
at a
was
little
happening. Like,
Chargers
why did
season
the LA
ticket
Chargers?
party,
Like, my brain wasn't processing
and
what
we
was
have
happening.
JT,
And then it
who
hit
plays
me.
safety,
I looked at
starting
my best
safety
friend
for
and
the
said,
Chargers,
I
talking
showed
about
him
his
the phone and said
experience.
the Chargers are calling, and the room just went dead silent once they noticed that I was on the phone.
When you answer the phone, what happens? So you're like, hello.
Yeah, it's like, hello, is this JT Woods? And I guess or this is he. This is Tom Telesco. At the time, was the GM, calling from the LA Chargers. Just want to say that we're going to draft you. And it's like your heart drops. It's like everything just feels so surreal. And then you look to the TV, and then literally that next pick is your name. And they're showing your highlights, and they're showing your comparisons and everything. And everybody in the room is going crazy. And as I'm on the phone talking to everybody, my mom's like on me, dragging, like crying, and I'm like, yeah, I understand. Like, I'm trying to do this and come from my mom. It was just such a surreal moment, and just to know that you're being brought into a family with not just your team, but there's a fan base that follows. There's a whole community around that team. It was such a big deal.
You're looking at it right now. Amazing. I mean, I can't imagine how profound working for that your whole life and you hear your name. All right, let's fast forward to today. So I don't know if any of you have heard, but we have a new coach. Yes. New coach, new GM, lots of changes, lots of positive changes, a lot of evolution. So pull the curtain back for us. Tell us, what are you doing right now to prepare for a winning season, you personally? And then tell us what the vibe of the team is with all these changes.
Yeah, and me personally, just going into year 3, very, very pivotal year for me. Even in high school and college, year 3 was always my year, so I'm super, super excited. Being in football, there's a lot of superstitions around a lot of people, so I'm a little superstitious this year about myself. I've always been on really, really good teams in my 3rd year, so I'm super, super excited. All the pieces to the puzzle are starting to fall in place for something that's always been a part of my life. So I always have a really, really good feeling year 3 when things go in. So this year, just really grinding really, really hard. Obviously, the main goal is the trophy. You want to be at the end lifting up that trophy, that final team. And the vibe around the building, I've been to the building, it's smiles everywhere. Everybody's smiling. There's a very, very nice positive aura in the building, which anybody who steps in that building, they can just feel it. They just know it's a winning culture that's in the brewing right now. So I'm just super, super excited to get the ball rolling here really soon during the spring.
What's the interaction been with the new coach?
Yeah, he's texted a whole bunch of people. I got to personally go in and step foot in the building and talk to a lot of coaches, spoke with a lot of people. And like I said, it's just a really, really great feeling. You can tell that there's really big plans for everybody that's on the roster, everybody that's in that building, so that we can produce and be the team that everybody, you guys all know that we can be.
So what do you do like, physically to prepare and then mentally to prepare? I'm sure they go hand in hand.
Yeah, for sure. Man, this game at the NFL level, I would say is almost 90% mental. You know, everybody's big, everybody's fast, everybody's strong. So what sets you apart is really the cerebral aspect of the game. So for me, it's watching a lot of old games. It doesn't necessarily have to be filmed, but I kind of learned that from my dad. I always made fun of my dad. He'd be watching the Colorado UT college football game from 1987. I'm like, dude, what are you watching this for? But it just makes sense. Football is football. It doesn't matter what era it is. So I always like to watch older games. That helps me mentally, kind of keeps me track of the game. Then physically, it's whatever everybody else likes to do. Me personally, I always like to try and bulk up a little bit, get stronger. So I hit the weights really, really hard.
You're looking pretty jacked there.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I like to hit the weights. I like to do that stuff. And then towards the back end of it, that's when you start hitting a lot of the running. You start hitting a lot of the football activities. It just depends. So this year I stayed out here. I did a lot of my training out here. Previously, I was in Arizona. It's a very weird aspect of your life because you go from seeing everybody that you know and you're playing with those guys every day to it abruptly stops for a small period of time. And you are really on your own. Like, you can talk to certain people and they can help you, but at the end of the day, we're adults. So you really have to figure out your own way of training what's best for your body. And we are professionals and everybody's different. So it's been a little bit of a growing period for me, trying to figure out what's best for my body, but we have such good vets on our team. They're always a helping hand, always a phone call away, always a text away, answering their phone. And DJ is one of the greatest people ever with that. He's always going to answer his phone, even though he has like 10 phones, but he'll make sure that if you call one of their numbers, he'll answer. And just those guys have really been a big help for me learning how to train my body during the off season.
So So I'm sure growing up you had your football heroes, your idols, and now you're in the NFL,
Yeah.
right? You're out on the field. Have you ever had a moment where you're like, I just tackled so-and-so, or I can't believe I just ran past, like, who are your people that you had a moment of like, wow, I'm actually competing with these people?
So it's actually an insane story. My dad, he did some work for Terry Robisky, who was a coach for the Falcons. So they played the Texans, I think, when I was maybe 9 years old. So I went to that game, and Matt Ryan was the quarterback of the Falcons at that time, Matty Ice. And so there's a picture with me and it's a little small JT taking a picture with big Matt Ryan, and then we played the Indianapolis Colts, and I'm like, that's Matt Ryan. Like, that's the dude that I saw when I was 9 years old. Like, in
Like, you're not so little anymore.
No, it's just such a surreal moment just to see somebody that you thought was like a legend. Like, they're that guy, and then you're literally on the same field as them, like going against that person. It's just an amazing feeling to be in the NFL.
Okay. So went to Baylor,
Yes, sir.
track star, sprinter. Why are you laughing? You
I
were.
wouldn't say I was the star.
All right. Well, listen. Sprinter
Yes, sir.
has explosive speed. So how do you use your speed as an advantage on the field against your competitors?
So I always like to let my cerebral and my mind take over my body. And so with the speed is a God-given thing that a lot of the times I don't really control. I see something and see ball, get ball, and I'm reacting to it. So it helps me a lot. Also, when I make some mistakes, like it helps to be fast because you have the speed to recover. You have the speed to make up for other people's mistakes too. Because I do play safety. There are 10 other people in front of me and one person next to me, and they can mess up too. And you guys are always getting mad when touchdowns happen. And it's like that he's the one that messed up, but it's not always the case. But I will say, it definitely does help to be fast. So I just try and use that strong point to help offset some of the other aspects of my game.
And we are also here to watch a little basketball. Being a Baylor alum, can you look in your crystal ball and give us any predictions?
I'm a little sad we didn't make the tourney, so I'm gonna still keep it in the Big 12, and I'm gonna go with Houston. I like Houston. I like the Cougs. My sister is going there right now, so I'm gonna go Cougs right now. I'm a big fan of them. They lost the Big 12, so I think they're gonna be really hungry.
You heard it here first. So, just final words, all these guys are fans, right? What do they have to look forward to, Chargers 2024?
And it's, like I said, there's an aura around the building. It's a winning culture in the growing. I think everybody's super, super excited. Everybody's super eager to play the football that we know we can play. Previously, since I've been there, we just haven't reached that. There's been a small hiccup here or there, and there's a small barrier here or there. And I think with the new coaching staff, we see that. Like we know what we're going to need to do. I'm super excited, super faithful for those guys that they're going to push us past that barrier, they're going to push us past that point. I'm so just anxious to really get on that field and show you guys. I know me and all my teammates do the same. We're all in group chats and we're all texting each other and talking to each other so much, and just so excited to just be together again and do what we know we can do best, which is win football games.
Round of applause, JT. You want to take a couple questions? JT's taking questions. Does anybody have any questions for him? Oh, I feel like, do anybody remember Donahue? Anybody? No.
I was just wondering, who do you think your toughest competitions are next season?
It's always a tough one. The NFL there's a lot of good players in the NFL. I would probably say we can never look past 15. He's a really good player. We're always so close every single year. We're so close. This is the year where we trumpet, we do what we need to do. I'm super excited to play him. I think he's one of the best competitors in the NFL right now. No. Yes, ma'am, man. 3.
Cool, great question.
As an athlete, you're on a really tight diet and very focused. What do you achieve? What do you achieve?
I will say, on the spectrum of diets, I don't necessarily have that issue. I can kind of eat whatever I want.
Come on.
I'm gonna be honest.
We need to shut this down.
Chick-fil-A for me has always been a problem. Like, even when I was in college, my nutritionist was like, you can't eat Chick-fil-A every day because we had a Chick-fil-A on campus and I would eat Chick-fil-A for breakfast, I would eat Chick-fil-A for lunch, and then if I wanted some nuggets again, I'd eat Chick-fil-A for dinner. So Chick-fil-A is definitely a good like cheat for me. Now I try and maintain it to once a week. Definitely got to keep going with Chick-fil-A.